What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Dose of Dano TV with your host, Dano here. And we have Angel Marie coming on today to share with us some golden nuggets and some strategies, some tips in order to raise our vibrations and to get that self-confidence that we all know we have and to live the life that we know that we came on this earth to live. Angel, what do you have to say to people before we start?
Let's ignite your gifts today and ignite your power. Let's do that together.
Let's do it. I'm excited. Don't go anywhere. Share, like, do whatever you got to do to raise your vibrations on your own because it's time for another episode of Weekly Dose of Dano TV. Let's go.
Basically, it's about keeping our families together.
God bless this organization.
We're going to keep doing stuff like this all winter. Christmas is coming, Thanksgiving is coming, everything.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Weekly Dose of Dano TV. Thank you guys so much for being here, whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay. Thank you for sharing your positive energy, your questions, and your comments, because as you already know, Weekly Dose of Dano isn't just about saying, hey, hi, I'm on TV, and you guys just watch. No, this is an interactive experience because I want to hear just about, just as much about your experiences and your lessons and your tips that you have, just as much as Angel's going to be sharing with us for today. So, and you guys already beat me to it. Wherever you're watching from, if you're watching live or on the replay, please drop the hashtag Positivity Posse. So I know you guys are rocking with me and feeling this good energy and throwing it into the universe so you can experience it back into your day-to-day life. Because as we say, just our mindset here is that our outer world is always going to be a reflection of our inner world. So when we take the time to raise the vibrations and work on our inner self, everything on the outside is just going to take care of itself. And it's going to be all the positive, great, wonderful feeling things that we know we've came on this earth to live. So like I said, drop the hashtag Positivity Posse. So I know you guys are rocking with me for right now. And you guys already beat me to it, but I'm going to show the comments again because I want to feel it because there's energy behind these these comments right here and these words, and that's why I named it the Positivity Posse, because you guys come in every week and just crush it constantly. So that's just my way of saying very, very much thank you to you guys. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Let's go is right. Let's go. Let's go. And we got another let's go. Maybe I just got to just make that one it. Let's go, because everybody's just commenting that. Let's go is right. So like I said, thank you guys so much. We have a lot to talk about here when Angel comes on. She's an author. She has about 8 books, but we're going to be talking about Ignite, which is her most recent one. How it all got started, what's the purpose of even writing a book, all those great things. I can't give you too much of the secret sauce. You got to stick around just to see and experience all the great things that Angel has to say for us today. But before we bring her on, you already know what we got to do for today. We got to do the affirmations for happiness. And as you guys know, you know what? Let me speak to the people that it may be their first time watching. If this is your first time watching, every time we open up this book, I promise you can go back to the older episodes as well. And especially one that I did with Martha Chavis. That was an in-person one where I went to her building to go do the interview. And, I don't even want to call them interviews because that just seems like so prim and proper in business. No, it was a discussion because we were talking about, like the healthcare system and everything like that. So she actually was I think she might have been the only person ever to open up the book and pick the affirmation. And it's not random. We always say, oh, well, she opens up to a random page, but we know it's not random. Every single time we open up this book, it's perfectly in alignment with what we're going to be talking about for today. And I have a feeling, I'm telling you, they be showing off. And like I said, you don't got to take my word for it. Go watch that episode with Miss Martha Chavis. And the one that she opened up to was about health. And sure enough, that episode that we had back then was about health. So let's see what we're going to be talking about for today, or what they have to say for us today. Because I'm telling you, every time we open up to this page, let's get it. All right. These are interesting ones. So we're gonna go with number 70 right here, and I think this one might be for me, but if it's for you, I hope you enjoy this one. So here it is. I'm trading my worry for faith. Worrying too much holds me back from my natural state of relaxation and contentment. I would rather try to trust and have faith. I would rather try and trust and have faith. So that's what I'll do. Life is too short to stress over the little things. I'm ready to set myself free. And I love that. One of the things that really jumps out of the page for me is right here where it says, what worrying too much holds me from my natural state of relaxation and contentment. And I feel like when we're in that relaxed state or that state of flow, that's when we can really start to look at the full scope of things and not be so worried on one thing that we're worried about, that we can get, people come into our lives or opportunities or clues in order to get to that stage of whatever we want to go to in our lives. But think about it. If you're so focused on one target, you're going to miss everything that's surrounding that target. And those things that are surrounding it might be the things that take you to that next level. And if you're so worried and scared and just trying to, manifest things from a place of force, it's not going to work, because when you manifest from a place of force, your vibrations are lower. And as we already know, I've shown you guys this picture multiple times. I'm going to show you again right here. When you have these, worrying, energies or vibrations, whether it's anger, whether it's grief or apathy or guilt or shame, any of these that go from, anger and below, 150 and below, these things that you want to happen to in your life are not going to happen in the way that you want them to happen. And you're just making it a longer journey, because yes, whatever it is, if you want a nice home or a fantastic car, luxury car, whatever it is that you want, yes, you may still get it, but it's going to take a lot longer to get it. And there's going to be more stages and, of grief and just turmoil and things that we don't want in our life. So let's just stop worrying so much. Take a deep breath. Come into the now, into the moment that we have now, and just let it go. Because, like I said, stop spending so much time things. And that was actually one of the things that I've been doing a little bit too much. And I wouldn't even call it worrying. It's just trying to figure out how things are going to happen. And when we're trying to figure out how things are going to happen, we're putting ourselves through unnecessary negative emotions and negative events. So like I said, I think that one was for me. If it's for you, let me know if it helped you. And I know Angel, we were talking in the green room for a little bit, and she was just saying that the power was going out, and things like that. So don't worry, just let it go, and understand one more thing. In addition to that even if things are happening to you that you may not understand why, or it wasn't really how you envisioned it was going to happen, always set the intention that everything is always working out for us in our greatest good, because we may not see why these things are happening now, but they all are working for your greatest good. And when you set that intention, then, you just know that you can go through life walking confidently, calmly, like they said in the book, to make sure that we are achieving and manifesting all the things that we want in our life as well. So cut the worrying out. We ain't doing that no more. Let it go. Let it go. And one more time, let it go. So, like I said, we have so much to talk about with Angel coming on the show, but I do want to bring up one more thing as well. And here it is if you're not doing anything on February the 25th right here, come out to the show. We're going to have a live pro wrestling concert at Morgan Village in Camden, New Jersey. Doors open at 4:00. This show is going to be absolutely amazing. We have a lot of great talent coming from all over the world, from Puerto Rico, from Georgia, all these different places around the world. So if you're not doing anything, which I know you won't be doing, nobody does anything at Saturday at 4 besides running out and going to do a few errands. How about we swap that out for an event that's going to raise our vibrations by having fun, and come check it out. And if you want to see me live and in person, that's where I'll be. I'll be the MC for that event. So please come out. And if you can't make it out in person, I'm going to share it one more time. You can order it right here at viewstuff.com/honor-glory. So if you can't make it out in person, then you can watch it online as well. So here it is, 700 plus. Yes, sir. That's what we're talking about. And that's what we're going for. And I want to say it's right here. Enlightenment. That's what we need. But that's hard to get to on a day-to-day basis, just because, well, it's not hard, but it's going to take a lot of practice. So let me eliminate that. So, yeah, there it is. There was a few more comments I want to touch on. Yes, all is working out in our best interest. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, without further ado, I know Angel has been waiting back there patiently, just so anxious to come on the show. Not anxious, so excited to come on the show. And that's, the power of our words. We're going to have to share that. We're going to have to save that for another episode, or maybe this episode. If it comes up, it comes up. Who knows what's going to happen? Because this, as you guys have felt this before, this space is just, hold on, I got to fix this. Why is this a little blurry right now? Focus on the face. Yeah, it's just you just never know what's going to happen here, but we all know on the Weekly Dose of Dano platform that it all works out for us, and it's all serving us for our greatest good. Now, without further ado, before we bring her on, I need you guys to show some likes, some hearts, some loves. Do whatever you got to do to show some love for Angel to come on the show. Angel, what are you doing? Stop practicing your Reiki. It's time to come on the show. There it is. How you doing today, Angel?
Fabulous. It's awesome.
I love it. Thank you so much for being here. This was divinely planned. I'll tell you that. Just because there were some things that happened in the background, but it led me to you and led you to me, and we're both in the receiving mode to receive this. So, number one question is, how are you feeling today?
Well, thank you for asking. And I just first want to say welcome to all the viewers. Thank you, Dano, for having me on. And how am I doing? I am fabulous. I'm feeling good. In Phoenix, Arizona, it's cold here compared to, I know you're in Jersey, but it is cold to us here. So doing wonderfully. My dog's doing great. So we're doing great. We're doing good.
We can swap if you want, because I'd rather take, 80 over there? This is about 50 over here.
No, we're about 52. We're about 60. So we're having something really interesting. And I wanted to comment on the worry, if that's okay.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because the worry is really about the vibrational field of that is about not trusting the universe, not trusting your higher self, not trusting. That's what worry energy is, a lower vibration. Yes. And it's interesting because this.
Look at that.
And it's what I teach off of all the time. And so you see here, gratitude and appreciation.
I love it. I love it. Maybe, and I think your chart has a little bit more feelings or emotions on there. So I might have to ask you to send me a screenshot for that one.
It's really powerful. And if I may, Dano, if it's okay, I'd like to give everybody something right now, because that's what I do, is I'm a giver, is to look at the I am statement. It's very powerful. The I am sorry, right? Most people say that all the time. I am sorry. I am this. I am this. But if we look at the I am, and we look at the I for intention, the A for action, and then the M for the mechanism, we're going to get it. And you said it earlier. You said that you stay in the Y. You stay in the M. And staying in that M keeps us on a lower vibration. So when I say I am whole, I am perfect, I am powerful, I am strong, I am loving, I am harmonious, and I am happy. Write those down, viewers, because those are the 7 that every human, they have tested scientifically that you believe. Those 7 that I just ran off.
Can you run them off again?
I am whole. I am perfect. Ooh. I am powerful. I am strong. I am loving. I am harmonious. I am happy. Those 7, scientifically, they have proven that our electrodes, our vibrational field, our energy actually spins off. It's powerful. Those 7. So the I is 90% is the intention. If you do, viewers, if you do this and you just sit with the intention, 90% of that I, the A is only 10%. What are you going to do about it? The M, how's it going to happen? Why is it? How? 0, because you're doing what? Saying to the universe, to your higher self, God, however you label, you take it. I know it can happen. Just like today, electricity went out. I was supposed to have meetings. My heater went out. All kinds of things happened. But yet I just kept saying, I know that I'll make it on this show. Everything's going to be fine. You have no idea what this room looks like and what happened. Doesn't matter. Because all I kept doing was doing the I. The intention would be here. The action was whatever I could do with calling the maintenance guy, getting him over here, my heater dude, and saying, you need to fix the heat. But the thing is I didn't try to figure out how to do it. I wasn't stuck in the why or the how.
I love that.
To everyone, and if it was. So thank you for someone writing that. Strong, powerful. Yep.
And we love it too. And you know, one of the things that we kind of have to do is getting out ahead of it. And I know that's easier said than done, but you know, one example of that can be what you just kind of mentioned is, you know, having a meeting, or if somebody's calling you or you're expecting a phone call. Let's take the meeting, for example. If you have somebody that you know every time you talk to them is just not that great of a person, or they kind of get under your skin, or whatever it is, whatever beef that you have with them, set the intention and try it out for yourself to see how it works out. Say, okay, during this meeting, this person is going to treat me with love and kindness and compassion, and just watch the results on how it happens, you know? So I'm so glad that you talked about that, getting out ahead of it. So Angel, we're going to do a little bit of a practice right now, or a little bit of an exercise, because I know that you talk about all the time, we can raise our vibrations in 30 seconds or less, which is kind of, if somebody may not believe it, or they might be in a place where they need to raise it, what does that look like? Can you take us through those 30 seconds?
Here's a 30 seconds that's really quick. What is fake laughing. Fake laughing scientifically is proven to raise your energy, because your brain doesn't know if it's a fake laugh or not. So just laughing, laugh with me. The other thing I'm going to give you another bonus is clapping, because clapping does what? It moves the nervous system. So moving the nervous system is creating that block. Maybe there's people around, but it's just come on, viewers. I know you're laughing with me.
Yeah. And laughter is contagious too.
It really is. And even a smile. But that will raise your energy, your vibrational field, and it'll help you to have more productivity. The biggest one, it'll help you to have more joy. Because when we step in that joy, well, you already showed it. It's right there. It's on the meter right there. But we do have to say something else, because you asked. Is 30 seconds or less is also right in the middle where it says neutral. That neutral is also taking the breaths and becoming in a place that you calm your energy vibrational field down. That also raises your energy, but it's in a different way.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And all of this stuff, like I said, even if I know that even when you were doing the laughing and the clapping, you know, I don't think that I would do that on my own. But, you know, I'm going to start practicing because I wouldn't have done it on my own because, number one, I didn't have the knowledge. I had no idea that clapping moves the energy and laughing raises the vibrations. I guess it feels good, but I didn't know the science behind it. And number two, I think we kind of get in our own minds a little bit because imagine if we're just like standing in front of the mirror in the bathroom and we're just laughing and clapping, you know, don't get into that ego just because you may think that something might look a certain way. Just try it out for yourself, you know, and don't get into our own heads because I know that's so easy to do because, you know, even if it's like a new practice, just have faith that it's going to work and actually try it for yourself. And that's what we're all about here. But Angel, we got to dive deep. You know, I'm all about like strategies and tips because all this stuff sounds great. And all of it is great, but I feel like it's so hard to, no, let me not say that. I feel like it can be a challenge if you allow it to actually use these, like utilize these practices. So for everybody watching right now, I know that you want people to get into their gifts. Can you give us 3 practices or tips or strategies on how to get into our gifts and well, preface it by saying, what is a gift? And then giving us the 3 tips or strategies to tap into our gifts.
That's fabulous. I love that. Thank you so much, Dano. So one of the things is understanding what your gifts are. And it's one of the things I get asked all the time because I'm always saying, I'm going to help you to ignite your gifts so you ignite your power. People say, well, what is my gifts? Your gifts are whatever that means to you that you do, that time just goes by. It's not money. You don't make money maybe at it yet. But what it is something that you do. And it can be spiritual gifts also, because yes, I'm a Reiki master and yes, I'm a certified spiritual counselor. So yes, it can be that maybe that you're more intuitive or you're wanting to step into it. Everybody's intuitive. Everybody is. There's no more than you're more of a gift. No, you have different kinds of the gift. Like some people, they actually hear things. They actually hear words and they go, oh, I get it. Or they might even see flashes when they close their eyes. There's a flash and they actually see colors. That's a different gift. But what we're talking about here is, what is your passion? Tell me, what is your passion? Go ahead in the chat box. Go ahead, chat fingers. Let's get them on and put those down. What is your passion, your purpose, your commitment? Dano, what's your commitment to the world?
Well, my commitment to the world is just helping people understand that they can really live the life that they want. But, you know, it's about how, and that's what I do. I give people the information and strategies in order to accomplish that and to be of service to others.
Beautiful. And is everyone.
Oh, I think we're having a little internet issues here, but, you know, all right, we're good. We're good now. See, look at that. Even you're just smiling through it all. There's other people that would have had that, you know, experience in that choppy internet. They would have been like, oh, I can't stand this. I'm so angry. But you just have a smile on your face. And that's what it's all about.
Yes, yes. And my commitment to the world is that everyone discovers that they can change their vibration in 30 seconds or less. That's powerful when you know this. And it's also what you talked about earlier is saying that the worry. And there's so much worry, isn't there? There's so much worry right now out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that, Jeanette. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And, you know, that's the big thing is there's so much worry. There's so much overwhelm and there's so much chaos out there. So how do you step into your gifts is, first of all, being aware of what they are. Spending time identifying. And how do you do that? Look at your life, because whatever your life has become, you created it.
Oh, that's a hard pill to swallow right there for most people.
Most people, like 80% of the people, are still just going to work and barely making it. And they don't get that they really are creating, because we're just a Wi-Fi. We're just a vibrational field. And what comes to us is like Wi-Fi. It's what we put out is what we're getting back. So look at what what you really love to do. It can be, I love to be right here in front of this camera talking to millions of people about how to raise their energy, but then also to also get clarity and focus in their life. And that's one of the parts too. That's number 2. One is identify, be aware. Be aware of what's happening, but also be aware of what's in your life and that you really enjoy, that you don't even have to think about. Think about how many times that somebody might ask you something. You don't have to go get your notes, right, Dano? You can just talk to them. You just talk to them. It's right there. That's your gift, because you know what you're talking about. I have no notes, no nothing. I can do a whole presentation. That's a gift. But for you at home, it could be that you really, really like doing those the flower arrangements. Maybe you love making flowers and making pretty flowers. Well, just keep doing that. It's okay. That could be your gift.
Yeah, and it's just, you got to find it. And I think a lot of people are so maybe caught up in what's going on in their everyday life, whether it's their job. They have to do 4 presentations today and meet all these deadlines, or whether it's going to the gym or eating healthy and all these great things. But one of the tips that I'm going to give is definitely meditation in the morning. Find some quiet time in the morning to be able to tap into your gifts, and that's when you're in that silence and you're in that flow, and wherever you are, because I know that it may sound wild, but I have transferred or been to outer space and all these things in the middle of meditation. But when you take that time for yourself, you're giving yourself that chance to learn more about yourself, creating that confidence and all of the great benefits that you get with the meditation in the morning. And that would be my biggest tip for you. So, Angel, let's talk. We're going to take it back to the very beginning. When did you start to realize that all of the things, energy-wise and maybe working with the divine, when did you understand that all of this stuff was really real? Can you share an experience and a story with us?
Absolutely. And what happened to me was I am diagnosed with lupus, fibromyalgia, arthritis, and Sjogren's. And do you see how I don't own that vibrational field? I say I am diagnosed with that. I will not own any of that. So when they diagnosed me, and my whole family has it, and I watched them with Western medicine, and I started doing the meditation. I started doing massage, and then they couldn't even touch me, because with lupus, cancel, delete, you just well up. So they said, hey, I want to do this energy healing, this Reiki. And 25 years ago, I was like, oh no, only God can heal, because coming from a Catholic and Christian. And then I felt the vibration. I felt energy. And I also felt the pain leaving my body. And I said, this is real. This is real. And most people will look at the science. They'll go to meditation. They'll listen, and they go online and they study and study and study. And I just had a presentation in front of 50 executives. And every single one of them knows, I could say names and names, it doesn't matter, that they've studied, but they never actually had the experience of their own energy field. So I did free 15 minutes. After 7.5 hours with these people, they were all completely blown away and said, now I get it. It's not just here that I get. And that's what I was doing, is be aware and identify what's going on. But what are you responsible, and how do you really feel, and how are you showing up? And that's the feeling. And I do this virtually and I do it in person, but then it's also about how do you take your action? So what I do is I talk to them about getting out of the headset, going to the heart set, but moving the gut set, which the gut set is your action. What is your action? Even non-action. Like you said, meditation. Meditation is wonderful. 90% of the people can't do it though, because they can't.
They have to work on it though. But.
Absolutely, you can do it. And it's not like you have to find it. And that's what I call my book, Ignite. You ignite that energy because it's in you.
I love it.
It is practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. It makes what? It makes a permanent behavior.
I love it.
Once that sets, then you got it. And maybe you don't call it meditation. I don't necessarily meditate. I don't. I do visualization. I do my breathing. I teach a whole breathing thing, but then I go for a walk. That's my meditation.
I love
And
it.
I still sit and I teach all through the day, at least 6 minutes, 4 times a day, to go and lay down. Even if it's right here and I got 6 minutes before I go live, it's right here. I lay down and do the breathing. And
Yep.
that's another part of connecting to your gifts is the breath, is the diaphragmatic breath.
I love it. I love it. And this is all great, great stuff. And like I said, I hope you're taking this information and you're really using it for your inner self, just to make sure that whatever it is that we're talking about here, only you know what it is that you love to do and, you know, to tap into your gifts. But please just take the time to try to find it. We're going to take a quick commercial break because we're halfway through the show already. This is flying by, but don't go anywhere. Share this information if somebody that you know needs to hear it, whether they're in a great space and they want to expand their talents and their gifts, or they may not be in a great headspace, but we can get them out of whatever it is that they're going on with all the information. You can just feel all this great energy going on. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more of Weekly Dose of Dano TV. Let's get it. So everybody, that was just a quick word from our sponsors. Thank you so much to our sponsors for sponsoring the Weekly Dose of Dano platform. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for the Positivity Posse. Thank you, Angel. And thank you to the universe for allowing all of this to happen at once in this moment of time and space. This is a miracle and this is a blessing. So thank you to everybody for making this happen here on the Weekly Dose of Dano TV platform. So Angel, we're going to talk a little bit about your books that you have, because I know that you have, 8 books, and 2 of them are dedicated solely for you, and other ones you have kind of chapters in. But let's talk about your books. And I know one of your books is Shine On, and the other one is Ignite, which is the most recent one. But even that one, on the cover of Ignite, it's fireworks and shining. And even with your website, angelmarieshines.com, shining seems to be a theme that you have. Can you explain why shining is so important to you?
Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Is the shine, how you shine your vibrational field. We are always emitting energy, no matter where you're at in the spectrum, your vibration is there. So you are always shining your light, no matter how it is. Mm-hmm. So that's why to shine on, that's why to create the shine. And people say, Angel, I want to find my passion. I want to find. There's no finding. You didn't lose anything. Quantum physics tells us the 7 laws. Also, Also, it's even proven that we never dissolve energy. We cannot dissolve the energy of a trauma, of something that's happened. We cannot. All we can do is change the form. And that's what I teach, is how to change the form of it. So let's shine our light. And yes, maybe it wasn't all that great earlier this morning when I woke up and I had no heat and I was freezing. And it was like, okay, how am I going to shine my light? Okay, how am I going to do that? But it wasn't a how, because that's the mechanism. Remember, we said that's not it. My intention was, oh, they'll come out and fix it today. It'll be done, and it won't be very much, and it'll be fine. And it's just money, and just make more. It's all good. And to see how we just move forward and keep saying, okay, well, let's call somebody. Okay, it's 4:30 in the morning. Not going to call anybody right now, but yet just that knowing and receiving, and it's the igniting of it. And you have energy no matter what it is. Now, I wanted to show this really quick. This is an energy stick. Shine the light bright. I love it, David. Thank you. This is an energy stick. And you put one hand here and you put one here, and it shows energy. You take it and you put it in a circle with everybody around, and it will light up.
Mm-hmm.
This is showing energy to the people that don't think they have energy. You're an energy being. That's all. And you are vibrating. And that is it. How do you want to show up? That's the fun thing.
I love it. Yeah. A lot of people, and as far as like the energy and showing up, I think a lot of people can they don't know how to show up. Just being yourself, as we know, is more than enough, because everybody has their gifts and everybody has something to contribute. But, whether it's society or the way that we were raised, there are so many outside factors kind of play a role into trying to diminish us. So I love that energy stick as well, because it shows people how to do it, and it shows people that it is real. But I want to make the point that we have to find it within, because there's so many factors out here that may be working against us or with us, but at any rate, they have no effect on, or they have no candle to hold on how we treat ourselves when we go inside and we do find that self-confidence, and we know that everything that we're working on the inside, on the outside will reflect that. It's very important to work on that inside. And I love that you brought up that energy stick. And it's like you said, 100%. It's not figuring out where your value is, because you have to understand that you were born with the value. It's about bringing it out and showing up. And we have a question here. Where can we get that energy stick?
Just go on Amazon and put energy stick in, and you'll find it. It's like $12.
Yeah, I love it.
It was energy, and people just freak out because they don't really get it. My dad was an electrician, and I'll never forget when I was 6, 7 years old, I used to help him. And I would take that, and the meter would go, and I'd say, Daddy, Daddy-o, Daddy-o, why is it moving? It's like, because your energy. And the thing is, though, is every millisecond, you make 500,000 new cells. How are you making that cell, that one little cell, 500,000 of them? Because if you're in that vibration, whoop, we got some feedback. But yet, then if you move forward, every millisecond, you release 500,000. So being in a good vibe is great, but understanding that check your vibe is what I call it. Check your vibes, because why? Because sometimes we have to clear the energy. And that's what I gave you earlier. Just clapping and laughing clears your vibrational field. And please, note takers are energy makers. So please take those notes, because it'll help your subconscious and superconscious to remember that when you're feeling like this, all you have to do is just clap a little bit, bring up your vibrational field by a smile, take that deep breath, check your vibe, because nobody out here in the world can make you feel any way. Dano, you know that.
Yeah, it's in the negative aspect too. I just want to touch on that, because there was a story, and I've said this before here, but there was a an encounter that I had with somebody on the outside, and they were trying to make me feel a certain way. And, it's exactly like you said, don't let these people on the outside make you step out of your character. So if you know that if you know that you're a person that's very loving and you love hard, or you have all of these great vibrations and you know your worth, then why are you going to listen to somebody that's outside, like you said, trying to get you out of your character, to lower your vibration, to kind of, stoop down to their level? Because as we all know, misery does love company. But if you don't feed into that and you come at it with a neutral perspective, and it doesn't even always have to be with the rainbows and sunshines and smiley positive side, which, yes, that would be I don't want to say better, but that would be the optimal choice. But it's like you said, sometimes you got to come at it with a neutral perspective as well. And I love what you said about making sure that these people cannot get you out of your character and to lower your vibration. So let's talk about that, Angel. What are some tips or maybe strategies that, if it's so hard, I know, because when you're in the heat of the moment, you kind of forget, and the emotion clouds the judgment. But what recommendations or pieces of tips do you have for these people to make sure that they're not, lowering vibrations in the most serious moments?
To answer that effectively is, where is your vibrational field? Follow your energy. And that's challenging because we don't know what that feels like, because we've never been taught that. Feel your vibrational field. It isn't up here and doing that. That's not it. It's really coming from within and feeling and knowing, I know where my energy stops and starts and where everybody else's is. The biggest key, Dr. Brenson in the 1970s came out with this. And I know you've heard it 1,000 times, viewers, but have you done a deep diaphragmatic breath throughout the day? Most people don't. They say, oh yeah, I think I'm supposed to do that. And in this book, in the Ignite, and this is what he's talking about when he was saying the jump, I'm jumping up, because it is about igniting that within you, because you don't need to find anything. You already have it. You already have it, but it's really igniting it and being able to peel it back and say, I'm safe. And that's the thing, is most people don't feel safe to connect. So I'm going to ask, am I going to really give you something that's going to help, which is to do the breath, which is breathe in for 6, hold for 2, and out for 8. Now this is a powerful, and there's 4, 4, 4. And you've probably talked about breath before. There's all kinds of different, okay, just pick something, but do it, and do the diaphragmatic. Why? We're hardwired to go there. We're hardwired to go to the negative. We just are. Every single person, 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Wow. And 87% is proven to be negative.
Wow.
I mean, it is. It's proven. So I'm telling you, viewers, don't feel like, oh, I can't do it. We're all going through this. Even me and Dano, we got to go through. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm going right here. I'm going to keep the intention that I have the money to pay for the heater today, and everything's going to be fine. They're going to get here on time and leave on time, and everything's going to be great. And that's all I stayed with.
And don't feel bad about that either. I know a lot of people can start to say, oh, well, I feel kind of bad if I don't put that boundary up, or if I feel kind of bad if I shut this person out and not talk to them. Like, I can give you an exact example. I was in the car with a good friend of mine, and his friend is going through some things. And, I was listening to the way that my friend was talking on the phone to his friend, and he was on speaker. But that third person, I'm just going to call him his friend, his friend was just spewing like negative energy and negative vibes. And I'm like, no, hang up or get that off a speaker, because I don't want to hear about it. And he goes, oh, well, with this specific situation, I kind of want to give him, some motivation and energy, just like you give to me. But it has to be from a great place. And when you can't decipher, because me, I've made the intention and I know how to get myself to that high vibration every single time. But if you're not really trained for that, or you don't put in the work to develop that skill, it's hard to teach other people that. So Angel, what do you have to say to people that are like that maybe want to help other people and they don't know how to set that boundary? What advice do you have to give for them?
Oh, wow. Setting boundaries is huge. Sitting down, we're going back to the same thing as about igniting your gifts. Sitting down and identifying what is your boundaries, to getting on the phone and they're going to be a negative Nelly. And a lot of them don't even understand it. They don't realize it. And they just, well, I'm just telling you how it is. But they don't realize what they're really doing. So when you get on the phone, when you start to talk to them, to specify, please, viewers, specify and say, I only have about 5 minutes. Why don't we just, you tell me what's going on in your life, and we'll just time it for like a minute. And you can just tell me all about that. And then we're going to get to the positive and how it's going to come out. And it's hard for people. It is. But that's a boundary of mine. Because if you come and see me for counseling, that's different. But I will stop you because it's like, shut the door in the past. Because you're only here and you're only going to stay here. But how do you physically do that? I get that, viewers. And the way that you do that is by setting the boundaries beforehand. Look at your friends. Look at those people. And yes, we have compassion towards them. They just had surgery. Something just happened. Okay. But when they start talking about their niece's sister's brother, and it's like, oh, and I will. That is a boundary. I'm like, you know what? That energy doesn't, and exactly how I say it, that energy is not serving either one of us. Does that make sense to you? And I stop. Because if they go, no, I just want to tell you, I'm going to sit and talk to them. I'm going to let them go. But next time I call them, it's going to be even less time. Do you see the boundary? Do you see my boundaries when I talk to them? Are you going to make an appointment, or are you going to sit and just want to be negative Nelly? People don't realize. They just want to, they're just so hurting right now. It's so much pain. And that's why it's so wonderful when we can get them right down to look at and say, where is it's really checking your vibe. So one of the things that I'm going to give to everyone is, everybody do this to your hands. Yes, it's going to warm them up. It's going to warm them up. And then you put that energy and you can feel your energy. Energy. There's energy. There's energy. It's definitely there, right? And you can feel it. Now, this is the caveat. Now, what I want you to do is you go, oh, yeah, but what do I do? What do I do with this? Your brain can only do one thing at a time. So I want you to think about how much joy you have. And yeah, it's coming off of this meter, right? Because joy is way up. And if I tell you to love is kind of tough. But I tell you to get something joyous, think of something joyous. I mean, everybody's like, I got it. I got something joyous. It's right there. Oh, yeah, I got it. It's right there in that energy, that joy of going running with my dog. Oh, my gosh, I just love that. It's right there. And now breathe it in to your heart. And when you can breathe it into your heart and you can feel the vibrational energy of all the synapses, the neural nets, neural pathways, and your emotional peptides that are going to your brain, to every part of your body, because you just threw joy, gratitude, love into your heart, and you can feel the tingles, that's what I want you to work on. That is the key, because then nothing outside of here can be in here, because I know where my energy field is, and that's what I teach.
I want to talk about one of the things that, I mean, obviously that was all amazing. And I love how you're giving us different things that we can do in 5 minutes from now in order to raise the vibrations, instead of something that you got to learn to acquire, build the skills. No, these are things that you can do in 10 minutes from now, even when the show is over. And I thank you so much for sharing that. But I want to talk about one of the things that you just said, and it was the not serving us. And that is one of the most important things, because I know, trust me, you have friends that have been around for lifetimes or however long. You might love them to death, but you got to understand, if they're not serving you to get to where you want to go, or to help you stay in that positive vibration so you can see all of the things manifest in your 3D world, then you have to have enough confidence, courage to, number one, set the boundary, but to two, make sure that you are living that great life. And it's like you said, if it's not serving you, then you have to eliminate it. And I know some people make so many different excuses as to why they don't do it, or they just let people slide, or, hey, I want to hold space for them, or that's fine and all of that. But when you just do it over and over, and then you find that you're talking with the same things about that person, with the same patterns over and over, it's just, when are you just going to say enough is enough? And I love how you give people time limits as well, because to be honest, I'm not that. I mean, I'm working on it of having that patience, but I'm like, yo, if you're not talking about this right here, we got to nip it in the bud, and we got to talk about some happy things and some positive things. And I love this how you're actually talking about it, because I'm going to share it with everybody as well. I'm going to say it publicly. Angel, you had to check me on our phone call when we were talking yesterday. You were like, well, I said, well, I misspoke. And I said, this may sound crazy. And you said, well, we're going to stop right there because I don't want any crazy energy coming into my world or anything. And I love how you're able to check me like that. So, please take that going forward. And if there's somebody in your life that that just needs to just get away from you, even for it's a little bit amount of time, or that that they're going to talk about, like you said, their cousin or their husbands or divorce, or whatever it is that they're going through, cut them out. Because it's only messing with yourself and your vibration as well. So, Angel,
just 1 second, to ease into that, not cutting them out, because that energy too, well, to kindly say to them, do you see that this energy is not working, and that it would be in your best interest and our best interest if we move through this energy and we get more positive.
Mm-hmm.
So that might help somebody too, because if someone's not serving me, it doesn't make them wrong or right, negative or positive. It just means that they're not in my vibrational field at that moment, and it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, when someone calls you, if I call you, the first thing I'm going to say is, Dano, do you have a moment to chat?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to assume that you can just chat with me. This is another really great one, because it's all about communication. Everything is relationship, but it's all vibration and energy. And that's why I wrote this book, because it goes from health, but it also goes to money energy. It goes to relationship energy, health energy, spirituality, sex energy. I'm getting more comments on what I wrote about sex energy, because it's just energy.
Now, I have a question about that. So are all of these energies different, or are they all coming from the same source, but you're just allocating that to different areas in your life?
Quantum physics tells us that the field of vibration are all different. A joy energy that you feel is different than a gratitude energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key to experience and to learn, to love energy, to just relaxation energy. The field is different. The vibration is different, but the feeling, the physical feeling, but most people can't feel because we've never been asked, because that's emotions. Emotions create energy. That's everything. But we don't want to deal with our emotions. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to tell what's really happening, because raising your energy all the time, it doesn't work. I'm just telling you, it doesn't work all the time. It's coming from a different place, like the meditation, and to do the meditation. But the meditation can be 4 minutes, just you stopping and doing breaths. 444, someone wrote that, checking your vibes. That's important. Yes. And doing the 444 is great. Different ones, though. Do your own. Your body will tell you what it wants you to do. The other one is 4, 8, and 6. And that is, it'll align your nervous system. And everybody, our nervous system is jacked. I mean, it is, because of all the energy. And we got 5D. We got the 5G. Our bodies are not. I don't even want to go in.
Well, because that's some people may not understand that topic as well with the 5G, because they still might not believe. But I want to talk about one of the things too would be the central nervous system, would be the overstimulation of these phones or, social media. And that may be something that many people might not consider. So I agree with you 100%. Just take the time to step away. Like, I recently did a dopamine detox. So I didn't have my phone. I didn't watch TV. This was about 3 days that I lasted for, just because I didn't, a reset. It was just a reset. I didn't have to just go completely off the grid with everything. But, take some time for yourself to be disconnected and deconnect from it. And you don't even have to announce to the world that you're doing it. Like, don't do it from a place of, oh, look at me. I feel so great about myself because I'm telling you that I'm doing something that many people may not do. No, just go do it. Because you might have other people that say, I've seen it time in and time out, where they say, oh, well, if somebody announces that I'm doing like I'm going away from social media, then other people say, oh, are you okay? Is everything all right? How have we gotten to that point where that's a negative thing in order to get off of this stuff? But it's like you said, to do that reset is so important as well. And Angel, we only have a few minutes left, and we always close off the show in the same manner with the same question every single time. And here it is. If there's somebody that's watching this right now that's going through their deepest, darkest moments, what advice would you have to give to them in order to pull themselves out of that darkness?
Oh, if you're going through any kind of darkness, any kind of struggle right now, I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to look at your friends, your family, and see if there's some place that you can ask for help. And if you're not asking for help, go ahead and call me or Dano, because we'll help you right now, right here. And remember, you do have gifts. It just needs to be ignited, because you are powerful. You're just energy. So it doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, where you're at in the world, you are powerful. And you can step into understanding that you matter. You matter.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Angel. And, amazing show. Yes, every time, because it's Weekly Dose of Dano, number one. No, I'm just kidding. No, but all of these things that we do, that we talk about here, are things that you can take with yourself, like I said, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and just keep it going and going and going. But I just want to say as well, number one, Angel Marie, thank you so much for coming on to share that. And it's just so important. Reach out to somebody. If you're not feeling that great, you don't have to be isolated. And I know that was one of the things that I had a hard time coming to terms with, is that I would always kind of just isolate myself or hide in my bed or sleep it off, which, sleeping isn't always a bad thing, but, you just got to deal with these things as well. And I just wanted to say thank you so much, Angel, for coming on and sharing these great golden nuggets and strategies. So if somebody wanted to reach out to you, where can they find you at?
AngelMarieShines.com. AngelMarieShines.com.
Oh, hold on, I'm bringing it out. Here it is. Hold up. There it is. Shine On with Angel was the one that I had.
It all goes to the same place. ShineOnWithAngel.com. Awesome. Thank you.
There it is. And Angel, you also have a show. Tell us about what your show is about on E360.
On E360, I have two shows. One show is Angel Marie TV, and that's about where I tell my stories and tell stories about how to raise your vibration, but also how to heal yourself and connect to your energy. The next show is the next day, and it is Energize You TV. And that one is bringing in a guest, and it's about understanding how to raise your energy and connect. So we do a meditation, but we also do a lot of other things. And we talked about Reiki and how to heal your body. And then I bring in a guest like Dano that will talk about it also. So thank 100%. You for that.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming on and sharing it and being transparent, because all of these things that we talked about, yes, and that's what it just came back up, what I wanted to talk about. You say amazing show, and yes, all of this stuff does sound great, and it is meant to uplift you, but at the same token, these are things that we need to learn about, because as Angel said it, and as I know, we don't talk about these things on a day-to-day basis, because maybe we don't have experienced professionals to talk about it, or we just don't have the people around us that know about it or are willing to talk about it as well. So Angel, like you said, thank you so much, because you're doing such great work, and always reach out to us. And yes, while this stuff does sound cool and it is good, we have both lived it, where we maybe didn't have that direction in our life, or we were just going through the motions of life and we didn't have that purpose. But when we start to do when we start to reprogram our mind for the positive side of everything and go within, we know that everything on the outside, and we've experienced it, and we want you guys to experience it too, to experience this enlightenment and just joy and peace and clarity. But we're giving you the how on how to do it here on Weekly Dose of Dano. So Angel, thank you so much. Please reach out to Angel. She has such amazing content. And I know you just mentioned that you were going through some rebranding, but you could always just visit out some old episodes, or old, they may be not old, but it could have happened 2 weeks ago, however long it was. The lessons are still the same, and the truth does not change just because it was 3 months ago, or when you do your future shows for your future episodes. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for commenting. Awesome show. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you, my guy Ryan, commenting from YouTube. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I just love my Positivity Posse. Come back next week. We have James Cooley coming on. He also has a show on E360, but it's going to be great content, and we're just going to be chopping it up with you guys. So I hope you have a great weekend. Angel, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Be safe, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.